We continue with a bit of politics. Member representing Maradun 2 constituency at the Zamfara State House of Assembly, Maharazo Faro, and many supporters have defected from the People's Democratic Party to the All Progressives Congress. Now, the lawmaker cited injustice, especially in delivering dividends of democracy to his constituency, among other things, as reason for his defection. He alleged that his constituency has been neglected by the current administration in terms of projects and appointment. He believes his defection, alongside other party faithful, is a collective decision to liberate his constituents.
We invited you to the APC state headquarters to formally receive a PDP State House Assembly member representing Maradun 2, who joins APC today. He has already written to the State House Assembly. In every ward, he drawn 200 people. Every ward. That is 5 wards. That is 1,000 people he drawn now. We are going to do justice to them. We are going to consider them as old members as we are. We are going to give them equal opportunities. They are going to benefit with whatever we are going to do in the party. We are going to include them.
Meanwhile, the United Kingdom is strengthening its trade relationship with Nigeria through the Developing Countries Trading Scheme, aimed at making exports from developing nations easier and more profitable. At a workshop in Lagos, government officials, trade experts, and exporters gathered to explore how Nigerian businesses can take full advantage of the scheme. Zahid Aribisala reports.
Stakeholders from Nigeria's trade and agri-food sectors gathered here to understand and harness new opportunities under the UK's Developing Countries Trading Scheme, DCTS, a trade policy aimed at deepening economic ties between the UK, Nigeria and other developing countries.
The motivation behind the scheme was that the UK wanted to introduce something to make it fairer for developing countries to try and reach UK markets. And it differs from the GSP in the way that it doesn't have as stringent rules as the GSP. So we like to say that it's one of the most, if not the fairest scheme and the most beneficial for developing countries, because it removes some of the impediments that would have stopped them from using the GSP.
Discussions at the workshop focused on understanding the rules of origin, documentation requirements, product standards and trade facilitation measures under the DCTS.
It's made in a way that encourages value addition in Nigeria. That's why my colleague was talking about some of the rules around sourcing from in and around Africa. We've made it so that it can allow that.
The Nigerian government says its ongoing economic reforms to boost non-oil exports align with the opportunities presented by the scheme.
The scheme offers duty-free and quota-free access to thousands of products from eligible countries. For Nigeria, this means expanded market access for key non-oil exports such as agricultural produce, textiles, leathers, processed food and manufactured goods.
Take for example, something like ginger is not only made in Nigeria, it's not only grown in Nigeria, it's also grown in India, it's grown in China and all that. But if for a Nigerian exporter like myself exporting, say, a ginger, to UK, a drop in tariff will mean that a British buyer will rather probably buy from me where the tariffs are lower, because it means that the product cost eventually becomes lower. So this is an important scheme for exporters here.
As trade partnerships evolve, experts believe the Developing Countries Trading Scheme could mark a turning point in Nigeria's export journey, opening new markets and positioning the country as a stronger player in international trade. Sahid Aribisala, TVC News, Lagos.
The Consulate of Germany to Nigeria has called for more investment and research-based collaboration in genomics among Nigerian academic institutions to combat emerging diseases and address the growing impact of climate change. TVC News senior reporter Olaide Oyewole has details.
At a time when climate change continues to reshape global health realities, experts say genomics, which is the study of genes and their functions, holds the key to tackling emerging and re-emerging diseases. According to a recent national assessment, Nigeria's health sector could see up to a 21% increase in disease burden due to climate change under current scenarios. At this international academic conference entitled The Intersection of Genomics, One Health and Climate Change in Emerging Disease Control, stakeholders say Nigeria must move beyond discussions to real partnerships to complement government efforts.
A robust One Health approach is essential, one that embraces integration and fosters collaboration beyond conventional silos.
That we all have to be on the lookout. Let's make sure that we are conversant with what is happening in our environment. Let's be sure, that we are able to make use of the genomics to interpret what the pathogen is doing within our environment.
The German Consul General to Nigeria and development partners emphasized the need for investment in knowledge-driven innovations alongside increased funding to develop vaccines that can help prevent the next pandemic.
I mean, the next step is then to start to develop vaccines. You start with identifying the viruses, and then this gives you the knowledge you need to design vaccines and go on from there. And
I think here funding is always important, because without any funding you don't get research going, and with that also the next generation of researchers needs to grow. And this can only be achieved if everybody is supporting. And
LAUTECH is already known for so many achievements in line with innovation, and the speech is only trying to encourage more people to join in that train.
Experts here agree that integrating genomics into public health research is no longer optional. It is essential to safeguarding lives. Oladio Yewole, TVC News, Ogbomosho, Oyo State.
And key players across the 6 local government areas in Ijesha land have launched a community-based initiative aimed at providing basic amenities to complement government efforts. The convener of this initiative says it aligns with the federal government's community-driven development strategy. Our senior reporter Rafi Hamid has details.
Ijesha land comprises 6 local government areas with its headquarters in Ilesha. In recent years, sons and daughters of the area have continued to contribute to the community growth, notably with the establishment of the 2nd geriatric hospital serving the elderly population. In another move to accelerate development across the region, they have come together again under a new initiative.
A program that will be around for many generations to awaken our sense of inclusiveness, of bringing all our hands together in the cause of prosecuting development that is sustainable in our communities. The communities are being encouraged to do this, to complement what the federal, the states, and the local governments are doing.
The project will focus on providing access to clean water, empowering youths and women through training, and promoting education and human capital development.
The projects that we are looking at, number one, which is very, very primary, is the issue of health at our local communities. How do we improve health through the primary health centers in all nooks and crannies of Ijesha land? IDF will equally be looking at provision of water.
A needs assessment will be conducted to identify and prioritize projects that will directly enhance the welfare of the people.
This project will be of benefit to all the community. It's not a palace. It's not something that is personal. It's like a school, health project, road, ready for bridge that will be of benefit to the community. And then the people will put money together, then start a project, finish it.
The event also served as a major platform bringing together stakeholders, including traditional rulers, religious leaders, and community representatives, to chart a new course of sustainable development in Ijesha land. Rafi Hamid, TVC News, Ilesha, Osun State.
We turn our attention to Katsina State, where a new initiative has been launched, and the state government is working to turn despair into hope for women battling breast cancer. For many, a diagnosis is a death sentence, not because the disease is untreatable, but due to unavailability of funds for surgery. Abdulatif Yusuf reports.
The atmosphere was one of hope and determination at the flag. Other speakers at the event also add their voices in reminding women on the need to present cases to the hospital early enough for proper diagnosis and treatment.
The surgery drive, we are hoping not only to treat this disease, but also to give hope and to reaffirm our commitment to the health of women. We pray that this is the start of something good. The First Lady has already...
Segment of our society, especially the most vulnerable, are not only protected but also empowered to participate meaningfully in peace-building process.
This town hall, therefore, offers us a unique platform to listen, learn, and collaborate. It is an opportunity to identify practical pathways for strengthening institutional responses.
The Minister of Information, Mohammed Idris, Director General of NAFDAC, Professor Mojisola Adeyeye, and other dignitaries in attendance. Away from that, the Federal Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy is partnering with the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies to boost local fish production and close Nigeria's 2.2 million metric ton supply gap. At a two-day roundtable in Lagos, Minister Adegboyega Oyetola said the move aligns with President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda on food security and job creation. He revealed that Nigeria currently produces less than 40% of its fish demand, describing the import dependence as unsustainable. The forum is expected to produce a national roadmap to guide investment and reforms in fisheries and aquaculture.